Thank you. I'm here with Eric Solomon from YouTube and Google, and you've been talking today about how brands can use YouTube as a new creative platform, and particularly in more authentic ways as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've shared today?
Absolutely. I really focused on creators today, and especially how creators really can put forth authentic brand messages for people. I also talked about how brands can be creators and curators of content as well, but the focus was specifically on creators today because I do think that they can bring authentic messages to brand messages in ways that is really remarkable.
And who are some examples of brands that are doing that particularly well in your view?
Yeah, I think one brand that comes to mind is Subaru. And mystery guitar man who goes by Joe Penna, it was a really great example because he's passionate about Subarus. It was his first car, he loved them. So he was very keen to partner with Subaru on doing, some content series about how how Subaru was his first car. And he did this really great clip that he put together that was very much in mystery guitar man style, which is what makes it authentic. But the brand was so integrated in such an authentic, meaningful way because he is passionate about it.
Right, user-generated content seems to be increasingly important as you create a more authentic brand as well. And beauty brands, we touched on, are an area that's doing this very, very well. And particularly from the point of view of not the content not coming from the brand, but from the users themselves. Do you see great examples of beauty communities created around that? And how are they doing that very effectively?
I mean, absolutely. All you have to do is look at the video views of people like Michelle Phan and other people who, it is astounding the number of people who I feel learn how to do their makeup from YouTube. I even think about myself. I don't wear makeup, but I do wear ties, and I had no idea from time to time, and I had no idea how to tie a tie. And all you have to do is look on YouTube to figure out how to do it. I think that is that phenomenon amplified by millions when you talk about beauty. When you think about a hairstyle, when you think about eyeshadow, when you think about lipstick, nobody tells people how to do these things. They have to turn to YouTube, and there's some trusted sources.
Yeah. That's right, and especially important in developing markets where people don't have perhaps their mothers or an older sister to turn to. It's relevant to Asia, and especially for China. I worked in China for a couple of years on beauty, where you saw that phenomenon. But what should brands not do? How do brands sometimes get in the way and screw up this authenticity coming from their user community?
I really think, especially when it comes to creators, the worst thing that you can do is come across as forced or come across as trying to put a message that disconnects with the user that you're trying to reach. So I always tell brands when I work with them that be very, very sure that you've defined what the problem is that you're trying to address. What is the objective? And then very importantly, who is your user? What do you know about them? And what do you want them to think about what you're doing? Really define that. Because if you just start off doing all kinds of things, you can really come off as being forced or inauthentic.
Right, I see a lot of brands wading with their sales message in here into the middle of these conversations rather than the tips and the how-to.
And you can take product integration way too far if it's not authentic and meaningful to the communication.
Terrific. Any last points you want to leave us with around creating a more authentic community in YouTube?
I would just say that brands that want to do it, I think this is a direction that we're seeing more and more for brands really understanding the power of platforms like YouTube, especially with the proliferation of mobile devices. I think it's really, really critical for brands to be able to get in now and really figure out how they can best use creators in ways that haven't been used before.
Right, fantastic. That sounds like a whole other talk we could do another time. Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you.